since the day I was forced to fire the foreigners who were working here. I lost about 6.2 million rands. The people working here, the South Africans, do not know the job. Some of them, I try to talk to them, but they don't listen.
Let's debunk another video of Jacinta's. By the way, this is the view I get to wake up to every morning. Isn't it gorgeous?
So this morning we woke up to the news that Tato, who was a community activist from the Northwest, had passed away. Now, Tato stood firm and for the rights of many South Africans in his community, as well as he was a Pan-Africanist from what I can gather. He believed in making Africa better, but also believed that South Africa should be better.
But let's stop right there. What is a pan?
Hello beautiful people, how are you all doing today? So in today's video, let's talk about South Africa. South Africa with drunkenness is like 5 and 6. You can never take one from each other. What is going on? Huh? So I saw this white South Africa complaining of how South African come to work drunk, and there are some days they don't even come to work. In fact, this man says he's tired of this white South African says he's tired of South Africa. He wants more Zimbabweans. He wants more Malawis. He wants more Namibians to come and work because South Africans don't want to work. The worst part is that this Jacinta goes about claiming inequality or whatever she's claiming. We want South Africans to be high paid. How can you pay someone that doesn't want to come to work in the first place? The white people are demanding for Jacinta to be arrested. They are tired of this lady. This lady is ruining the economy. I saw a news where they said 30 March members have been arrested. Why are they arresting them? Why are they not arresting Jacinta, their leader, their cartel leader? Let me not say their cartel leader because they're not selling drugs there. Why are they not arresting Jacinta? You keep arresting these small ones. Arrest Jacinta. Oh, the person that's behind Jacinta is bigger. No, people have to tell us now. Anyway guys, are you new on this channel? Please subscribe or no. If you haven't, please, I want you to subscribe on my channel and please watch this video.
Others arrive at work at 9, but work starts at 7. Some even come to work drunk. Some of them don't even come, especially from Friday to Monday.
Hello.
So I've decided to close my company here in South Africa. I am thinking of going to Zambia.
Why don't you stop closing the company and give them another chance?
I won't be able to give them another chance. I have lost a lot of money. It's better to close it.
Pan-Africanist. So the belief that African nations are stronger together politically, economically, inspiring groups like African Union. Their anti-colonialism and liberation. They also believe that there is a shared identity and self-reliance. He believed that South Africa would be stronger if we unify with all nations in Africa.
I know he was recently fighting for the township economy to go back to the hands of the locals. And this is why some people believe right now that he was shot. Was shot 5 times at his home. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he was shot by South Africans who had been given money by dodgy characters. I'll just keep it at that. But
just a quick one, I fully agree with local economy. We need to reclaim our economy. I agree with that one. And then I'm a Pan-Africanist, but we're not Pan-Africanist. We are Pan-Africanist, but we do not have a solution to undocumented non-South Africans. Every person that lives in South Africa must be documented. I am documented. And then we must follow the laws of running businesses like Tumomolawa is raising as a chairman, local business or business in general. The thing is, government knows they are not doing that because they want me and you and to focus on each other as Africans. Unfortunately, I can't speak against fellow black brothers, fellow African brothers, but I can confront them on documentation issues and business compliance like Tumo is doing. But what we need to do, we need to come together as Africans, Zimbabweans, Mozambicans, everybody African. We must respect the laws of South Africa and come together.
So let's debunk that right away. The police have provided an update. They did arrest 2 suspects so far. Neither one of them were stated to be foreign nationals, which I'm going to assume means that they're South African, because if they were foreign nationals, they would have immediately put it in the news. However, one of the suspects was linked to another crime where the son was getting robbed and the parents showed up to help him, and both of them were shot. So that speaks to one suspect. Police said that the investigators indicated the pair form part of a group responsible for attacks and believe they have disrupted a criminal syndicate allegedly linked to murders, business robberies, and drug dealings. Authorities are continuing to search for additional suspects to recover firearms allegedly used in the murder. Police have also not ruled out the possibility that his activism against crime and corruption is the motive. Okay, so his activism wasn't to return the economy to South Africans and get rid of all of the foreign illegals. What he supported is documentation and making sure if you're in South Africa, you're operating legally. He was 100% against crime and corruption within South Africa. He wanted to sort that out. So his activism was against crime, corruption, GBV, and women and children protection. So to say that he was now linked because he was speaking out about locals, not a single video that he himself posted talks about how he wants South Africa to only be for South Africans, nowhere, anywhere. In fact, he worked closely with communities and law enforcement agencies to promote accountability and protect vulnerable groups. Following the murder, police launched an investigation to hunt down the killers. The community leader, activists, and residents condemned the killing and called for thorough investigation, urging anyone with information to assist authorities. He was against crime and corruption. We have no idea what exactly was the motivation here at all. But to assume that it was because he was speaking for South Africans and to get rid of all undocumented indigenous, that's just not true, Jacinta. That is not what he ever stood for. He wanted and believed that all Africans should be unified and documented. That is what he stood for.
People who are in danger are foreign nationals. When it's us as South Africans that are constantly in danger for standing up for what is right in our country, against these evil people who we don't know, that came into our country, walked in, whose past we don't know what type of military training they have, how ready they are for all types of cruel things that they can do. And every single time, South Africans are the ones that are experiencing threats to their lives, a danger, people's houses getting burnt, some of them getting shot, some getting stabbed. And the government doesn't see this to be a security risk for South Africans. And these people are brazenly killing people. DJ Warras, it was the same thing.
Once again, Jacinta brings up DJ Warras as if he was killed by anyone besides a South African. Yes, I know the shooter was a Mozambican. However, the mastermind by the entire thing was this gentleman who is a 44-year-old South African. He is accused of orchestrating the killing, with the alleged shooter being this gentleman. The motive, the case is linked to disputes over security system upgrade at the Simbizi building in Johannesburg. He is accused of planning the murder after threats were made against DJ. He used his girlfriend to lure out and basically get DJ Warras shot. Now, DJ Warras, once again, didn't stand for getting rid of all foreigners. What he stood for was getting rid of crime and corruption.
At a building in town, CBD, right? So it's a nice contract. We've got security guards there, but coming into the contract, because it was a previously hijacked building, like a semi-hijacked building, the owner was like, yo, people are fucking up my shit. Can you come in with the Zulus and Lungisa? We came in, salungisa, yabo, kwakunomthetho. After kwakunomthetho, safaka magadi. After safaka magadi, we had to check, okay, kahle kwenzakalani kule building. Number one, occupancy far exceeded. You've got 240, 250 rooms. You shouldn't have more than about 1,000 people, give or take. That's maximum. You've got well over 1,000 people living in this building, because some of these rooms, which are quite small, are housing 7, 8 people that all work at one paki shop. Not going to work. Or 7, 8 tailors. We are tailors from Malawi. None of us have papers to be here, but here we are, right? And we're sharing this rental of 2,000 rand a month, whatever it is. Nip that in the bud, right? Do I know how to do a building audit? Of course I don't. So who do I phone?
And here we are again, finding ourselves being threatened for standing up for what is right in our country. And guys, I want you guys to please speak about what is really going on in the country, because the media is not going to tell our true stories.
Absolute chaos. Unbelievable. I can't believe I'm witnessing something like this. What a shame. This beautiful country.
What happens if the rest of the continent says we're going to boycott South African products? What happens to South African economy? You are beating us up and you want us to buy your oranges and wine or whatever. We're not going to buy them. and all of that. So and we're not going to sell you anything and won't buy from you. You can't survive. South Africa cannot survive outside of the rest of the continent, which is what Professor Payemi was saying. Ghana and Nigeria could not survive without each other. So this business of attacking one another was wrong, and was proved to be wrong.
A warning from a South African to a refugee. A crowd is coming, and they're hunting for foreigners. The warning is heeded. The shop is closed just in time.
Let me start with this one to say the people who can ask and check and verify whether a person has got the right legal documents to be in the country, it's South African Police Service, Home Affairs, and BMA, Border Management.
But the police stand by and watch what happens.
I'm coming there. We are the only legal people who can do that. And the law enforcement officers, like traffic officers, they can do that.
When we are the ones standing up for ourselves, for the future of our children, because we don't want our children to live in a crime-infested country from people who can walk in and out of a country anytime, any day, and do as they wish. We become the targets. Guys, stand up for South Africa. Talk and share your stories. Tell the truth about what is going on in this country, because the journalists certainly won't. When they come out from all those countries that they come to spaza shop mafias, to all of these evil things that they do in our country, and then they go on and celebrate on social media. Guys, please stand up for this country. Speak, be vocal, or the crimes that are happening in this country. Imagine how much worse the children of South Africa will suffer at the hands of these foreign nationals, because they will only get worse. I'm going to attach the screenshots now so you guys can see just how evil these people are. And I so wish one day someone out there in the media will tell the truth about what's really going on in this country, because it's definitely not xenophobia. It's us that are living in fear because of foreign nationals. And when we speak up, we become the problem.
The following comments by a South African minister to the effect that compensation will not be paid to those Nigerians whose properties were looted, shop burnt, and even life taken. But the government of Nigeria reciprocate by appropriating the profit accruing from South Africa shares in all South African companies in Nigeria, including their banks, IBCT, that the money be seized and used to pay Nigerians.
It's truly sad that Jacinta used the death of these two activists who fought against gender-based violence, crime, corruption, and the ANC government as some sort of support for March and what they're doing. Tata was a Pan-Africanist. He believed that we should all work together. And yes, he believed that there should be documents. But his killers were not foreign nationals. But then for her to automatically state they must have been, that's just not true. And even if it was, there are going to be bad actors in all walks of life. Just like DJ Warras, the mastermind behind his assassination was a South African. I mean, honestly, Jacinta, you continue to try to divide South Africans. There are criminals, but they're all over the place. In every single country, every single status, there are criminals. And South Africa, what we're trying to and should stand against is against corruption and crime by our governments. The anger should be turned to the true problems. And yes, we have undocumented people here, but they're not all criminals. And you continue to speak about how all of them are criminals and then using the death of activists that did not believe what you're saying. Jacinta, how dare you use the death of these two activists who fought against crime and corruption and believe something completely different than you to say that their murders were because of undocumented foreign nationals when it's 100% untrue. Anyway, have a great
Jacinta is always fond of creating fake news. Whenever a South Africa, a match-to-match leader is dead, they will always want to blame foreigners, forgetting that South Africans can still unalive them. Because that's what South Africans are fond of doing now. With just 100 guns, we just give South Africa to do evil thing. They'll just do it because they are hungry. They are hungry. See, I even thought this looting has stopped in South Africa. Guess what? I even saw videos flying on social media of South Africans looting and looting and looting. See, in this case, this match to match, every South African leader that lost his life in this match to match, he deserves it though. You cannot go about harassing people, making people to lose money, and you feel okay looting people's shop. You feel okay. Whoever that is dead as a match-to-match leader may also rest in peace. Go and rest. Go and rest. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe on my channel, like and drop your comments. Let me know what you think. See you guys. Bye.